Good afternoon, folks.
Hey, Pete. Can you hear me? This is Nova.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Welcome, folks.
Hey, Pete.
I'm
How you doing?
excited that you're here.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Should we mute ourselves as is protocol, or is that a good idea?
Yeah, we can start with being muted. I'm just waiting for some folks to come in. So
Sure,
I'll lay the ground rules right when we get started off here. I do this every day at school when I teach in my day job. So I've got it locked down as best as I can. So Carl had mentioned the concern for just being really secure, and you know, I take that to heart. We're trying to do the same thing at school. One of the things with doing a Zoom meeting that's a little different than, for example, a webinar, is that all users have the ability to share their video and also to make statements. So just understand that this is a public forum. I just want to inform you also that we're recording this for the just posterity, because it's the first time we've ever tried it and we want to see how it goes. But we are looking into increasing our view. So in this particular case, we sent it out just specifically to our mailing list. We did not share it with anyone online, because that's how a lot of times these Zoom meetings get victimized, as people are just looking for some laughs, and oftentimes unassuming people are the victims of their joy. So I tried to keep it reasonably sized. We'll be capped at 100 people today if we have that many. We have the capacity for that, but moving forward, one of the things that we're thinking as the Arts Council is that we would be able to do things like an online gala, for example, where we would be able to, you know, have live poetry, maybe some prose reading, some singing and dancing, and just switch between a variety of different artistic sources. So that's where we're going. That's the goal. But as I tell my students, we are looking for grace, patience, and progress. We are not looking for perfection. So I assure you that I'm doing my very best with what we have laid out here. And I know you guys as creative people are doing the same, doing the best with what you have. So we're still getting a few more people coming in. So I'm just gonna wait probably about another 2 or 3 minutes until about 5:35, and then I'll get started just with a little bit of an outline of what our mission is. And I'm going to share with you, we've had a big change on our website. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but we've had an update, and I want to do some special thank yous for the team that worked so hard on that. So in addition to the artists that we've invited, we've also invited the board of the Ventura County Arts Council. So they'll be joining us in this meeting. And so that's kind of the outline of the evening. So we'll do some thank yous. We'll ask for a little bit more grace. We're gonna talk about the upcoming sort of scheduling, because we don't have to move art anymore. We can condense the shows, and the overlap can happen in calls. So for example, we might do one call every 4 weeks instead of the usual 6 to 8. So then we'll still be actively participating in sort of like artistic prompting, I guess would be. So the last part of the evening, I'll just be sort of outlining what our schedule is, because the actual schedule that I made, I just throw that right out the window. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So I'm going to admit a couple more people that are waiting in the waiting room, and with that we'll get started. So welcome again. This is the first time we've done an online reception for an art show. It's also the first time we've done an online art show. And I want to bring attention to Michelle Marquis-Dumont and her husband, Tim, who did the wonderful website update over the past few months and got everything settled. Without them, we would not be able to even have this conversation, because the forms that we use to move the art around and all that is done with WebMagic on the back end, and they are such a huge asset to our organization. So I wanted to put that out there. And for those of you that haven't seen it yet, I'm just gonna really quickly drop in a quick screen share here. So first thing is we have all of those images saved. And then when you go to the new vcartscouncil.org website, you're greeted by a message that kind of shows our overarching mission and vision. And so we envision a Ventura County where everyone has access to art experiences, where artists are valued and thriving, and where the many voices of our artistic heritage are celebrated. Here in Ventura County, we have both a diversity of cultural experiences and a shared way of life. And as champions in the arts for our community, we aim to integrate the arts into all aspects of local life, preserving our distinct cultural histories and forging collective creative environment for all, there's that environment word, to enjoy. So we believe that strong creative sector is essential for our community's well-being. So the arts in Southern California are a driver of the economy as well. And we also want the economy to thrive. And so we support the arts as a way of economic development as well. So to get to the information for the Atrium Gallery, you simply hover over this menu item here, and then you'll be brought to the main info page, which has all of the forms that you're going to need for the shows moving forward. The schedule, as I said, is to be announced. So in the coming couple of probably week or so, I'll be filling out more of those dates. And of course, I'll be emailing you. Excuse me, I taught 4 classes this morning, so I'm a little hoarse. I got to get a quick sip of the honey ginger tea. If you want to view the exhibition, it has its own gallery link. So you can just hover over where it says view shows and exhibits. So when you click on that, the functionality of our new gallery is really great. So it's super uncluttered, very clean, crisp, sort of a infinite scroll. So the more participants we have, the longer the exhibit will be. So one way you can navigate is to simply scroll, or the beautiful thing about our site is it's also what's called, it's mobile ready. So whether you look at it on a phone or whether you look at it on a tablet, you're gonna have the same experience. So just to be super fancy, as I did with my class earlier today, I'm gonna show you even on an iPad that this will work. So the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna share our, let's see. Never mind. Just believe me on that one. I did that on my school computer, on my home computer right now. So basically, it works on the phone. If you want to try it out right now, you can. The URL is vcartscouncil.org, Atrium Gallery /environment. So that's the just overall scrolling if you want to see the whole art. If you want to zoom in, you can simply click on any of the, oops, I have 2 people in the waiting room, excuse me. You can click on any of the images, and then you'll be able to see all of the information. So we've got the title, we've got the artist, we've got the price, we've got the bio with every single image in the gallery. The reason that this is a super benefit is that this gallery is going to be permanent. So the way that you generate higher web results for artists is having more people and more websites with your name and the titles of your work. And it also sets precedent for what your sort of pricing structure is. So people will get, you know, the more that we do this, we'll have a resource that will help lift everybody's rankings in those search engine algorithms. So of course, if you want to do sales, there's a contact email for me at the bottom there. And then we can work through the sales that way. In addition to single clicking and viewing on mobile, if you're looking at the screen, you can simply, I call it reverse pinch, but basically you spread your fingers like this. So if you've got your iPad and you just do one of these, you can zoom in on all of the images, regardless, again, if it's a mobile phone or it's a tablet. If you are on a PC, you can simply click the left and right arrow, or you can use your mouse either way, and you will move one image forward or one image backwards in the gallery, okay? If you need to get out of this view, you can either press escape key on your keyboard, or you can click on the little X and you'll be back to the regular view. So again, Michelle and Tim worked super hard on creating an experience for you that is easy to navigate, really pretty and full of information. So this is the format and the template that we're going to use from here on out. And thank you for the thumbs up, David. I saw that. That's just kind of the nuts and bolts of the gallery. So let's just go ahead and stop that. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to work from the back to the front, basically. So we're going to do some honorable mentions, and then we're going to move forward from third to first. And because I have all of this information before me, I'm going to be able to also share a little bit of people's biographies. We've never had the ability to really share information about people and relate it to their artwork specifically. We've had a directory before. Welcome everybody who's just coming in. We've had a book where people can like look through the book, but then you have to kind of navigate the gallery and run around and like find the pieces and match it up. And one of the restrictions or limitations, I should say, is that we're not allowed to put pricing or biographical information on the walls in the government center. So this is our own website, so we can do whatever the heck we want. So we can put your pricing information and we can put the biography right next to your work. So that should serve you well. So because of that, I'm going to be using it in our presentation, and I've prepared, hey Nishan, I've prepared some remarks. So one of the things since I've been curator, I try to get a small statement of 2 or 3 sentences for each prize winner. So just to reiterate, the cash prizes are for first, second, and third, and they are dependent on you know, how many entrants there are. So if we, like at the beginning of the year, this year, we had a very modest show in terms of numbers of entries because people were sleeping from Thanksgiving until the end of New Year. So we had a small volume of entries. So the prizes were a little smaller, but the last couple of shows that we've had, the next 2 and then this one were significantly larger. So that's positive. And then for the honorable mention, it is not a cash prize, but it's as good as cash because it gets you 1 free entry in a forthcoming show, and you can use it whenever. It doesn't expire. So that's what the honorable mention prize is. So without any further ado, I'm going to talk about our prizes, prize winning things. So our judge, oh, this is another wonderful thing about online exhibitions, is that you don't have to rely on people that live in Ventura County to come look at the art. So one of the benefits of going to graduate school in a large city is that the people you go to graduate school with are from all over the country and all over the world. So I had a guest judge online from Illinois. So we even have remote judging. So I have never used a judge twice, and they're all professional artists. So you've got a good set of eyeballs on here, and just a point of disclosure, they've been in the arts for over 40 years, so they've seen a lot. So the honorable mentions are in no particular order. And so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna try, there's only me behind the magic box here. So I'm going to attempt to read and show you the image at the same time. So again, remember our rules. We want to be graceful, patient, and look for progress. Okay, so I will do my very best. So I'm going to get over to screen share here. And I'm not going to reveal the image. So I'm going to show the whole gallery, but I'm not going to reveal the image. And when I click on it, that's when we'll get the reveal. Okay. So here's the text. Let's see. Okay, there it is. All right. So honorable mention in no particular order. We have, you might be able to identify it even by this, an acrylic that's 24 by 24 inches. So the extremely disturbing presentation receives an honorable mention for the artist's kinetic use of color, image, and line to achieve an artistic realization of pandemonium, and note the use of concrete masks combined inside the work. And it is Jackie Ringoff with Pandemic Pandemonium. We can all give like super thumbs up. I believe inside of Zoom, you've got some reactions somewhere that you can give thumbs up. I'm not sure if you can find those. There you go. All right. Thumbs up from everybody. Awesome. So that's our first winner. So congratulations to Barbara, or excuse me, to Jackie. And I just spoiled the next one. Sorry about that. So the next artist receives an, oh, so hold on. I forgot to do what I promised. There we go. So this is our screen share here of, come on, open up. Well, this is, there it, oh, nope. There we go. So Pandemic Pandemonium, that's the one. So you got an actual mask there. And so moving forward, here we are. Honorable mention for the use of light and space in two compositions, Gibraltar Hill and Hollywood Beach. Although these two works are very different in her representation of the environment, they both present the artist's use of scale and light, her perception / representation of spatial relationships and light, stimulate an emotional reaction within the observer. The winner is Barbara Tabachnik. I hope I didn't destroy that too much. Digital photography, 16 by 20. The pieces are Gibraltar Hill and Hollywood Beach. You can purchase them for $275 if you're interested. Again, 16 by 20 photos. And then a quick biography. Barbara, her art training began in UCLA in the late 50s as a break from her pursuit of a major in psychology. Oop, we got some more admits coming in. So let me choose, while I read the biography, I'll show you the art. So give me a second to get this queued up. So we're gonna look at Hollywood Beach and let's see. All right. There it is. So we were talking about light and space and perception. Okay, so definitely we're seeing a lot of horizontal lines there, and sense of scale is really emphasized with that group of family folks, or whoever that is over there on the right. So we have that distant, lonely trash can, and I'm sure that's a long walk to throw away your ice cream wrapper on such a hot day. So we're gonna have a scorcher this weekend. It's supposed to be 88. Continuing, so as a break from her pursuit and a major in psychology, she was ready to return to the grind after a few painting courses, and while working various research jobs, finally received her PhD in experimental psychology. She continued to paint while in graduate school, and the first few years of her full-time appointment in the psychology department of California State University, Northridge, where she taught perception, statistics, and research design. Designing and making belly dance costumes and dancing, of course, supplemented painting while teaching and completing 2 advanced statistics books. Since her retirement from teaching, she continues to be involved with consulting in research design and statistical applications, as well as writing and updating her books. A set of editions of the books was completed in 2000, at which time the urge to return to art became overwhelming. A member of the College Artists of America, California Art League, Lantern of the East Los Angeles, and Southern California Women's Caucus for Art, she has exhibited in a variety of juried shows in the San Fernando Valley, winning some prizes along the way. She also has been exhibited in juried shows in downtown Los Angeles, San Diego, Thousand Oaks, Monterey Bay, and she's exhibited internationally in the Philippines, Japan, I don't know where Armenia is, and China. She has had solo shows in the Orlando Gallery in Tarzana and the Council Art Gallery at the National Council of Jewish Women in Los Angeles, and was twice invited to exhibit at the Ontario International Airport. Okay, excellent. So moving on to our third honorable mention in no particular order. This one will probably be a little easier to guess. These sculptures are made of familiar objects that are stripped of their original purpose and grouped together by him to craft a unique and fantastic object. I believe David Isaacson deserves an honorable mention for personifying to us the hand of the artist that can break down objects and create positive and even artistic results. So let's take a look at his many sculptures here. So congratulations, David, big thumbs up. It'll just take me a second to navigate back. When I'm reading, the image stays on your screen, correct? Yes, okay, good. I don't want you to be seeing my notes. All right, so we've got a couple of different views here. So we've got this one. This one is particularly important to me because I ran track and field in college. I used to be a high jumper. So those track spikes bring back some really positive memories, except for mine had heel spikes too, because I had to run in a circle and a curve for that wacky event. But we did have a joke, the judge and I, and he said, accordion, to me, this was his favorite. But, you know, that's about, for me, that's the dad joke. So I have a 14-month-old at home, so I think I get a pass on that one. So here we've got a camera, and it looks like a meat grinder, and just a whole variety of assemblage here. And those are the sculptures. There's a couple more different views here. This one. So another configuration. This one's got electric.
Thank you very much, Pete.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
They look great. They look great on the website. I look forward to encouraging people to continue coming and looking at the show that will be available for some time. So yeah. I'm very excited. Yeah.
Oh,
thanks,
thank
man.
you for saying that. Very cool. And this one you can even see in the dark. It's plugged in. You can get some light. And then if we scroll down just a little bit, we did not see this one yet. So with the wheels. So yeah. Excellent. Okay. So now we are going to move into cash prize land. So I'm going to leave this as it is and switch back over to reading after I take one more sip of my beverage, excuse me. Okay. So in third place, a sensitive portrait, but is the hands that express the power and emotion for this work. The touch of the dark hands is truly therapeutic, and one can see the hands on top saying, "Thank you." Through the progression of color from a dark background to a light foreground, one can feel the release of the negative pent-up energy the woman experienced during these trying times. The third place winner is Katie Dvorak. The piece is called Consume, and it's oil on canvas. And unfortunately for all the viewers out there, it is not for sale. So let's see, we gotta refresh this. Just give me a moment. The gallery is taking just a second. There we go. That's the one. So let me read that again. It's a short description, but I think it's really powerful. A sensitive portrait, but it's the hands that express the power and emotion for this work. The touch of the dark hands is truly therapeutic, and one can see the hands on top saying thank you. Through the progression of color from dark background to light foreground, one can feel the release of the negative pent-up energy of the woman experienced, the pent-up energy the woman experienced in these trying times. So congratulations to Katie. We are going to be moving on to second place. And second place is, I will change the image here. There we go. Okay. So the dark and light split in this work is haunting. The bright sunlight on the left presents a strong visual statement. The Joker in the sun is desiring the administration of all. A man comfortable presenting a false smile to obtain his own personal goals. All of this while having his back to the man in the shadows. Yeah, so that was just a really, that's what the judge cared for that one. So it's a little bit more brief, but very powerful. And the artist is Carl Shubs. Congratulations, Carl. And the title of the piece is Talking to the Joker. So what a striking thing to walk past, just sitting on the steps. So congratulations, Carl, second place. Well done, sir. Now, here we are. We're gonna read about Carl here, contemporary fine art photographer. And like one of our other winners, he is a psychologist, specifically in psychoanalysis, based in Los Angeles. He's drawn to monuments that surround us, and we often overlook the mundane of the everyday living, resulting in several, wait, did I read that wrong? Overlook the mundane of the everyday living, resulting in several photo genres, including street photography, straight photographs with strong graphic or abstract elements. So according to his artist statement, I mean, you can see that right there. We've got incredible graphic elements. You know, we've got a variety of vertical grids. We've got the shadow of a straight line that we know is the shadow of a straight railing, but it's coming off at a very strange angle up the steps. And then in addition, you have people punctuating both the foreground and the background. And, you know, his passion for street photography is obvious. No one's really looking at him. So he was able to do a little bit of a sneaky shot so that he didn't get noticed. So congratulations, Carl, on second place. And it can be yours for $500. So moving forward, let me just switch back over here. Excuse me. The environment presented and the expressive postures of the bears within it illustrate the essential requirements to this call for artists. The bears lying on the commuter-less freeway show how nature can inhabit the human space and in so doing, enhance the life of another species. The bright sunny color and the slightly, this is a good made up word by the judge, earth-tonish illustration techniques augment the artist's statement. Also, the presentation of the shopping cart is a great symbol of the economy and the essential workers in these troubled times. And the winner of our show is Laura Jespersen, acrylic on canvas. It's 20 by 20, and it is already sold to a lucky buyer. So let's take a look at that piece. I believe it's up this way. There it is. So that is the winner for the environment show. So congratulations to all winners. Please, please, please keep making art. It is absolutely essential that you keep doing that for your own sanity and for the sanity of people that look at it. So please keep it up. And with that in mind, I want to talk a little bit about how we're going to move forward with the sort of we're figuring it out as we go schedule. So I'm looking for a shorter time between calls. So I'm thinking about every 4 weeks or so. We do need to have enough time to be nice to our web developers so that that they can have enough time to get the images off of our server and then up into the site and transfer that text and things. So I think that hopefully will be enough time. If it isn't, I'll be sure and say that the extension, the deadline has been extended, and then that works out well for both the coders and for the artists, so you can get those finishing touches. So just reflecting backwards very briefly, the show that we missed out kind of skipped over when I thought we were coming back to do art in the government center was texture. And the forthcoming shows after environment are Journey, which is art along your path. The one after that is Origin, which is sort of like a motivation, like where did this motivation come from? What's the origin? It could be literally your ancestry, like sort of historical things like that, or it could just be like a source, like a fountain, you know, is the source of something. So it's like the origin of the water and the air, whatever. So those are the 4 shows. I think I might combine one of them with another one. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up on just the timing is going to be a bit more squashed, because if all things happen in a positive way with, you know, figuring out vaccines and stuff, the county show might still be able to go because the government center is closed to the public. But if the county employees are making the art, I'm guessing that maybe they can, since they work there, maybe they can bring their own art in. So that's an ongoing discussion to see whether or not that's okay. So we may or may not have a government center show, but just the timing on that, that happens in November. So between today and November 20th, I'm hoping to get 3 or 4 shows in. One thing that we're going to streamline a little bit, I know some of you haven't sent in your photograph of the paper form, which is the release form. And we're hoping at some point that we can get that part and the payment part integrated into the entries, but we're not there yet. So it would just stop the email ping pong that we're doing. And then it would just be like, you come in, you put the art up, you say how many out of the 10 that you want. And then you would just, when you click yes, then it like, we could do it like Apple and say, I agree to the terms of service, and just put a little checkbox and be like, yes, I agree that you can show my work. And then here's my credit card or PayPal or whatever. It's probably PayPal because that's easier for us. And then if you don't like those things, you can still always call and give the credit card to the office manager and they'll call you back. I don't have access to the phones, unfortunately. So email is best for me. So that's our schedule moving forward. So between now and November 20th, we're shooting for 3 and 4 shows. Topics would be texture, which is how something feels, its appearance or consistency. Journey, art along our path. Our path has been from the fridge to the couch and back. At least that's been mine, usually for blueberry waffles and ice cream. And then, yeah, origin. And one of the other ones that I was thinking about doing is called Out West. So that would be the fourth show. So cool. All right. So let's see how we're doing on time, 6:05. I cannot see all of the folks that are still here, but I think we've got a pretty large number of folks. So I'm curious if any of the individuals would be interested in talking about specifically the prize winners, about the pieces that we, you know, if the judge was accurate or not with sort of your intention, or if they were completely off base and you hadn't really thought of that before. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to run it just like a classroom. So I'd like everybody to stay muted, and then one of you guys or one of you folks can give me like a thumbs up or raise your hand or just give me a signal. And then whoever's the first one, I will pick, and then I will be able to, I'll just ask you to unmute, and then we'll all mute ourselves, and then we'll listen. And then when you're done, you're done. Does that sound reasonable for everybody? Thumbs up? All right, cool. So anybody want to start? Okay, Barbara wants to start. So we're going to all mute ourselves, and we're going to let Barbara talk about her pieces.
Hi, am I on?
You are.
I guess I am.
Yes.
First of all, thank you very much. I think the judge very much did catch what I was trying to say in the Hollywood Beach. I have to mention that I was very hesitant about entering that, because that's actually what Hollywood Beach looked like just a few weeks ago. And it was almost deserted, and a wonderful place to walk during virus times. Most people strictly observing social distance. And so it was lovely, and thank you so much.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Great work. I studied psych too, so there's a lot of us in here. I think.
But stat?
No, I studied
statistics.
No, I got a D- in statistics, but D- is for degree. So I studied perception. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David, you can go ahead. You just need to unmute. Click on your little thing.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Can you hear me, Pete? Pete and the millions of people there circling around the ghost of the government center. I did do a show at the government center once. It was very strange. I didn't expect that. I knew not what to expect. It was a lovely crowd. I won a first prize actually for a show called Tactile many years ago. So I'm back to do an online show, and it seems like coming full circle. I'm very pleased to have won this prize. It really makes me feel great. And I definitely will be entering my work in one of the upcoming shows. I feel like the judge got some of my playfulness, maybe not necessarily some of the more serious elements or the darker elements, and some of the sculpture, but yeah, I felt good about it, and I'm thanks.
Well, we thank you for your entries and your creativity, and like we said before, you want to keep it up. So we'll be happy to have you in these forthcoming shows. So,
thanks, Pete.
Carl, would you like to say anything?
Can you hear me now? It's the usual Zoom greeting. Can you hear me now? Put some context to my photo, it echoes what Barbara was saying. She was saying that hers was just a few weeks ago. my photo was at the very beginning of sheltering in place. And so I went out to Hollywood Boulevard, and it was empty. All of what we know of Hollywood Boulevard has it filled with people, filled with traffic, and especially around at the Hollywood and Highland Center, and no one was there. There were some security guards, and that was it. And walking back to my car after shooting a bunch of photos of all of that, I saw what you see in the photo. And that's part of what captured my eye because of all of what the judge was saying. And also, this was the only street performer who was on the street. And instead of being out there plying his performer wares, he was sitting and just chatting with a friend. I took about 2 or 3 shots just trying to catch it, and fortunately did. And so I'm happy it turned out that way, and delighted for the recognition with the prize. And also, this is the first time I've submitted this one. And so I'm very grateful for it. Thank you.
Oh, it's our pleasure to have your artwork, and please keep making your images and sharing them with the world, because we definitely need some perking up.
Definitely will do.
Yeah. Let's see. I see Laura is listening, and I'm curious if she wants to speak. You can remain anonymous behind your little black shade there. I will mute myself. Here we go.
Hi, yes, I am here. Can you hear me? I don't know how to get my face up. So I think
you can click
the judge.
You just click the little video are you on your phone or on the tablet or on the computer?
Laptop.
Laptop. So in the little window where you see all of our faces, if you go down and to the left, there's a little icon that looks like a video camera. And then if you click it, it will remove the red line from there. And then you
Peter,
can
make
see
my picture show. Oh, okay. There. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think the judge made up that word about earthiness and bright colors. So yes, definitely. For me during the pandemic, I wanted to focus on a positive thing. So I love the idea that even though we are all retreating into our spaces, the animals are taking over what used to be theirs. And so nature's encroaching into our built environment. And the title is La La Land because it's the same view from the movie La La Land, where they're all dancing on the freeway. I can't remember the name of the freeway, but it's just that idea that nature's having a great time during this time. So thank you.
Well, thank you for your art, and had an interesting experience with that. I have seen the butt of a mountain lion once all the way at Point Reyes in Northern California. And I have not seen a bobcat probably since, I don't know, 2004. And I saw 2 out on my mountain bike ride earlier this year. So you're right, they're coming out, and you know, that's pretty exciting that, you know, our species is doing its scaredy thing, and then the species that have been pushed back, like coyotes and the bobcats and stuff, they're coming back. So great. So Jackie, would you like to say a few words?
I didn't mean to be negative, but I was possessed and distressed when this first came about, and it just happened. And I was hoping they would notice the different faces, and including the ominous one that's down at the bottom of the picture. And they just started coming out. There's several different signs within there, and little faces that you can see. And I finally had to just stop. It was taking me on this journey I was ready to be finished with. So I appreciated that they liked the texture, and it is kind of three-dimensional. You can see the, oh, you got to pull it up. I don't know if you can see down at the bottom. Yeah, down at the bottom. Over on the left, there's a face and a creature. Move it over a little bit in the middle and you'll see it right there. And it's kind of a hand reaching to the heavens to help me out of this mess, because it's definitely a mess that we're in. I'm hoping it'll get past us soon. Thank you for, Pete, like you know, I had to contact you many times. I'm not a techie. I didn't know if I was ever gonna get it into you. So thank you, for you honored me with being, with all these beautiful collections of artwork. I didn't hear a biography. Did you read a biography for me? You maybe
So
didn't
here you
get
go.
it.
This is what I have. The last number of years, Jackie has worked with one-of-a-kind wearable art. In the past, she has worked with ceramics. The quarantine motivated her to paint again. That's what I had.
I really didn't talk about it. I had a second degree in art and have painted and do ceramics, but the painting has been in the back burners. But I was motivated since I was quarantined to pull the paints out again. So
well, we can see
thank
that
you again. I'm honored to be.
Wonderful, thank you. I was just saying I can see your passion with the texture. You know, if you're into tactile media like ceramics, it's very clear with the texture on the painting that you've got sort of on the bottom right side there, as well as the homage, I guess, to Robert Rauschenberg with a bit of combine painting where you put the thing actually in there. So fun thing to look at. Yeah.
In college, I used to build things out of my canvas. So I didn't quite go there, but I couldn't help myself. I had to get some kind of dimension coming out.
Oh, great, thank you. Anybody else that I missed? I think I got everybody who's in the room here. So we're sort of pretty close to our time. Just to go over a couple of other things, I just wanted to thank again the board for being here. I wanted to thank Michelle and Tim for all their hard work on the gallery and the website. And then also just the VCAC for making sure that we have a nice Zoom account that we can do this. And moving forward, we hope to be doing larger events with the webinar feature and maybe having some other video switching and hosts and things like that. So again, it's in the pipeline. We're just going to be patient and be excited when it comes. In terms of the timeline, just a reminder, we're going to have texture, journey, out west, and origin are our next couple of themes. It's going to be a little bit faster paced. They might actually overlap. So that's fine. You can keep applying. And then hopefully we'll have a little bit more of a streamlined process. And just for those of you who have paid your entry fees, thank you. And if any of you haven't, please just send me your form, and then I'll send you a link to get everything squared away with payments. And then as soon as our accounts receivable gets their stuff done, you'll be getting your check in the somewhat slower mail now. So not sure a timeline on that. So thank you all. And oh, we've got 2 more folks that are just coming and they happen to be on the board. So we're definitely letting them in. So welcome, Wendy, and the folks that just came here. So I'm gonna wait so we don't cut them off. They've got another 12, what is that? Yeah, 12 minutes of promised time, I suppose. I was gonna cut you guys free a little bit early because my voice is killing me. So Wendy, would you like to say anything, Ms. President? You can unmute yourself.
She looks like she's still connecting, at least on my screen. In this brief moment, actually, I would like to say, if any of you don't know me, maybe you recognize me, but I'm part of the board of the VCAC, and I've been working on managing our social media. So if any of you have not started to follow the Atrium Gallery account and you have an Instagram, I would recommend following us on there, because we'll be posting additional content on there regarding the gallery and everything like that. So that's at the Atrium Gallery for Instagram. And yeah.
What Nishan didn't say is how awesome of a helper he is with our curatorial tasks. He's been at every opening and reception, and also helping lay out shows and doing a whole lot. So he's a one-man band on the social media. So kudos to him and thank you for the help. And I'd like to publicly acknowledge you for all the help, and I really appreciate it. And,
yeah, of course.
You know, so
yeah, it's been a pleasure. I've been working with Pete. I didn't mention as well. I've been working with Pete for some time now, since almost a year or more.
Yeah, it's been just over a year, I think.
Yeah. So I've been working with a bit when the gallery was open, putting up shows and yeah, and everything like that. And it's been a real pleasure. And we look forward to the future for the Atrium Gallery, and we're trying to expand our ideas and options with you know, the current crisis and everything. So yeah, please check out the account we recently created. It's at the Atrium Gallery, and yeah, you can see additional content there.
Wendy, would you like to say anything as the president of the board before we close down the meeting?
Maybe she's away or something at the moment.
It could be internet limbo.
Yeah.
Ah, well. So thank you all.
Pete,
oh,
do you mind? This is Michelle. I just want to thank everyone. I'm the one that put these images up, as Pete was referring to me, and we had the best time in our house enjoying these images. And to Laura, I want you to know that my little boy, who's 6, just loves your work with the bears, and it would make him laugh, and so he'll be very pleased to know you won first place. And thank you to all of you for sharing. Yes, thanks to all of you. And
Bye.
all right. So seeing that we are nearing our end of time, thank you again for everything. And please keep an eye out for your call for artists. One thing that really helps is if you are inside your mail client, whether that's Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, whatever, please add gallery@vcartscouncil.org to your safe senders list, or put us in your contacts, because you know, we do send out a lot of different calls for artists, and we send out a lot of other follow-up emails. So I just want to make sure that you know, we can reach out to you, because a couple of times I've sent it to smaller groups, and the open, I haven't been able to see that everybody's been opening things. So I just want to make sure that we're getting to you, and that that you have a smooth experience. So just if you could do that, that would help us out here. And thanks you again, and have an excellent long weekend. Please be safe. It's going to be, as I said, a scorcher. We're going to be 88 degrees tomorrow. So keep cool, stay safe, and I will see you hopefully in like 5 weeks on Zoom. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
It's
Pete.
my
Bye, Pete.
pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye.